My name is Yolanda Mulwa, and the month of May is a Mental Health Awareness Month. And it's such a tragedy that we discuss mental health. After the month of May finishes, we are done. But we've decided we're not doing that. We have for a second time Josephine Macharia, all around amazing woman, a phenomenon woman. I started reading your book. I saw you gave shout outs to David Mureithi, Mwanyama Siuko. And then I know your brother. Your brother used to be my boss.
No
I
way.
did a little digging. Julian.
Yes.
Julian was my boss when I started on radio.
Nairobi is a ballgame.
He's a ballgame.
That is so cool.
Yeah. I went to do a little digging. My
that's
journalistic.
my
I'm not a journalist. I'm an entertainer. But I went to do a little digging.
Wow.
Yeah. Now I know about you. No, I don't know about you. Someone's like, oh, she's so nice. But I know her brother. I was like, her brother? Why would you bring up her brother? I'm saying I know her.
I know. Oh, that's
Kharay.
so nice.
Can I call you Kharay by
Yes,
default?
please. Yes, please. A lot of people call me that.
We want to kickstart Mental Health Awareness Month and beyond the month of May, because I feel like it's so pretentious to talk about certain issues for a little month, 1 month, tick a box. We're up, 30 days, done. Later, go back to your dysfunctional cells, and then we'll meet up in 2026.
True.
How can we take this conversation past the month of May?
I love that. First of all, thank you for having me again.
Always. Now you're a fan. Now you're my co-host. You're even furniture. You can come here when you feel like.
Thank you. Nashu Kuru Sana.
Una shoe baru. By the way, I've been told no more shoe jokes by my producer. Jeff will slap you.
I'm sorry.
Una shoe kuru.
So I'm going to answer your question, and I'll start it in a different way. A few years ago, I was heading to work, and so I entered the matatu, and I had this thing where I'd always enter while reading my book, because then I didn't want the way the conductor taps you, they're like, Madam Pesa. So I'd go in, pay immediately, and then bury my head in the book.
Yeah.
And so I did that, and then I started reading. After about 5 minutes, I looked up and I was turning the page, and I had sat the chair immediately behind the driver and the co-driver.
Yes.
And so I look up and I'm there like, that's Mwangi, my cousin. Wait, he saw me standing at the bus stop and he didn't even say hello, and he still has not said hello now. So I closed the book, and then I'm there like, So what do? I reach out from behind and I start nyongaing him.
Yeah.
And so I'm there like, I see it's Mwangi. So I'm nyongaing. So I see him fidgeting in the seat.
Yeah.
So when he's doing that, I'm happy, so I'm smiling. And so I tighten my grip, And so now he's full legit struggling for his life. So he struggles and I'm laughing because I'm there like, I know he'll be so irritated when he sees me.
Yeah.
So finally, he breaks from my grip and he turns.
Yeah.
Only for me to realize it's not Mwangi.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you.
No way that story was going to end like that.
Let me tell you.
You nyongad a stranger.
So unbeknownst to me, all this time, the entire matatu was observing. So now I became the topic. Nini nafanyika? Unaona mtu anaingia, unadhani ako na shida zake, anaanza kunyonga watu. Ati nini, huyu madam, unaona venye anakaa. Let me tell you, the stories got progressively worse. I had to sit there and pretend I don't understand Kiswahili because I knew if I start laughing, I'll be in trouble. And so I alighted. But here is the thing, Yolanda,
Yeah.
When you speak about mental health beyond May 30th,
Yes.
that's how it is. We are out here,
Yes.
not strangling people, but that's how we are showing up in life. We show up, and when we check in, we've chalked out the life of the places where we are. If it's in our homes, our children are walking on eggshells. Our spouses don't even know how to communicate with us.
True.
When it comes to work, people are wondering, which career am I getting today? The dysfunctional one, the one with issues, the one who's going to smile, what's going on? If you're a boss, maybe you're the one who's stressing everyone. Instead of managing systems, you're here micromanaging people and unleashing all your stress. So one of the things we need to realize is our current reality, that we are not okay. The way they were making fun of me in that matatu, they were saying that someone looks well put together, but then you don't know what they're carrying.
Absolutely.
She's entered the matatu and has strangled this innocent man. We need to first do a self-assessment and find out, how am I really doing? People say, call yourself for a meeting.
Yes.
Yeah? Be brutally honest. No one is here trying to tell you that, hey, we are faking it. No. You have to be honest with yourself. Where are the places I'm hiding? Where are the places I'm bleeding? Because
Yes.
if you don't deal with that, you're going to keep bleeding on people who did not cut you.
That is
You
true.
have to do that inner work. Then once you've done the inner work and you're aware
Yeah.
the places that are causing me not to show up fully, to show up in my dysfunction, to show up as a narcissistic person, then you begin doing the work. But then if you're burying all that and refusing to address it, then what are we doing? We keep having 30 days of awareness,
Yeah.
and then we pack that and we move on. What are you moving on to? Who are you? Like, people around you are tired of living in that state of fear, that state of always walking on eggshells, yeah? As
True.
a nation, we are seeing it showing up in the things we are going through, yeah? But it doesn't stop at a national level.
Yeah.
It's seeping it into our homes and even in our religious places where we're supposed to worship and come honestly. We are showing up as people who are masking what we are
Very,
going through.
very, very true. By the way, we never show up as ourselves. Many
Hardly.
people are even afraid to meet themselves because you just have a layer after a layer after a layer so that you can get by, because no one wants to walk around a dysfunctional mess. I want us to talk about the self-awareness,
Okay.
the self-assessment rather, that you've told us. What are the markers that you're not okay? Maybe this is beyond what I can do for myself. Yeah.
Beautiful question. One of the things is you begin to notice that the things that used to bring you joy are no longer bringing you joy. So you're now finding that it's more of a chore, it's a task, and you're just existing. You're
Yeah.
just feeling meh. Yeah. Secondly, you may notice things like oversleeping or undersleeping. And we're in a day and age where we've glorified insomnia, where everyone is like, yeah, I can get by 2 hours.
Even with jokes and memes.
Exactly. That's actually not normal, yeah? They say everything works better when it disconnects, especially your mind, yeah? And so undersleeping, oversleeping.
Yeah.
There's also overeating and undereating. And so the weight you're putting on is, you've heard people saying stress eating, yeah?
Yes.
I'm eating because I'm stressed and that's the only way I deal, yeah?
Yes.
Then there are people, they say, especially for men, it shows out externally. So you notice you've started becoming angry, you've started becoming more aggressive.
Yes.
Maybe now you're drinking more than usual. And then for a woman, you've become quiet. Because for women, we internalize. So where you used to speak and where you would say...
Now you're
this is-
withdrawn.
You're withdrawn. And then it's affecting you. Not only have you become quiet and withdrawn, it's also affecting your reproductive health.
Yeah.
Because then as women, we hide everything in our pelvic area. And so those are ways to know. There's also you intellectualizing everything. So instead of dealing with it, you're using intelligence to wash it away or wish it away. That should be a red flag, yeah? Another thing can be you just not being happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know there's a season in my life that was my story.
And not there's a state, I don't know how to explain it. I had a high risk pregnancy, so I never got viability. I bled all through. I had issues, a subchorionic hematoma. I had fibroids, and I also had gestational diabetes. So I have all these things. I'm not moving. I am not dozens and dozens of weekly visits every week. Like, I didn't do my normal clinic. Every week I had to go get a progesterone shot to help my baby grow, and so many things. And just every time, we can't find the fetal pole. So I went through so much. So I never had a baby shower. Even when I had the baby, I didn't know where I was. But I wasn't, in my head, I wasn't sad, but I wasn't happy as well.
You are just flatline.
I had hit a plateau of my emotions where I knew, wake up, shower, feed the baby. And then I lost my milk. And then everybody was talking to you badly. Oh, your formula. Oh, your baby is going to be shut. Eat fresh and cow. You go if you have milk. Me, I don't. But I had reached a point where I had no emotions. And I would tell people, the ones who I trusted, I'm dead inside. I'm the walking dead. What do you call that? What is that? Where you're not mad, you're not sad, you're not happy. you're just there, white paper.
It could be a combination of things, but you had reached a state where you are just ruminating. So all these emotions, because I was very, like, even just listening to you, the roller coaster, that was just too much. So before you had the baby, you almost felt like you didn't have the luxury to express those emotions, because you're there like, right now, my focus is on this child.
Yeah.
I need to be in this frame of mind. And then after you have the baby, now you're there like, huh? What did I just live through?
Yes.
But then you don't have the tools to even understand, how do I backtrack and begin processing everything I've just lived through? Because in there was anxiety, in there was fear, in there was stress, in there was a lot of questions. And so all that was just bottled in.
Yeah.
And when we say ruminating, it's a place where you're just sitting in and you're just processing and internalizing all that without giving it language or
Yeah.
without giving it audience,
Yes.
so that then you're able to address. And so that's what was going on internally, and that's why it began showing up with you losing your milk, you get. So it was now showing up in different ways physically. You're just feeling flatline, you're just feeling like, I'm not even connecting with this child, I'm just, again, doing what I need to do to get by.
Yes.
And so when people get to that state, and
I see
sadly-
many Kenyans.
Thank you,
The
that's what I was
reason
going
why
to say.
I brought up this story, I really wanted to tell you this story
Yeah.
today because Kharay, I see me at that place where I was, there was nothing, like just zombies. I see Kenyans walking around, just the Walking Dead.
like hollow, like they've lost
Yes, that's the
purpose.
word.
They've lost
Hollow.
identity.
Yes, like a box, like a tin with nothing inside. That's how I see Kenyans when I walk around. I see them and I remember myself because I've been there. When
And you
there's
know how that
nothing.
feels,
Yes.
yeah. One of the things I keep saying, during the pandemic, first of all, our lives were happy-go-lucky. In fact, we were all excited. 2020, woo, this is a year, the decade, my decade. And then the pandemic happens in
Yeah.
March, yeah? I know me, I was in denial. When the first announcement went out in March 13th, me and you, by March 20th, this thing will be over. I mean, what are we doing? But it lived on, yeah? Then now fast forward to when everything is over. Do you know what it felt like? It's like we'd been tied into a box. These boxes for export.
Yeah.
You know how they are sealed tight? And then now it's opened and you tell me, go. Now go. Imagine everything is now okay.
Yeah.
But many things happen here. After 4 years of living in that dark, quote-unquote, box,
Yes.
when I come out, it will take a minute for me to adjust to the light, yeah? And so that's what we are seeing. People first are trying to adjust. So we came out from the pandemic. We didn't wait long. Then there was an election. I mean, couldn't we have waited for a few months before we had it? Then that triggered post-election violence.
Yes.
So already we are in that state. After that, Mandamano. So it feels like we've been moving from one state of anxiety to the
another.
next. And so what happened to you is what is happening to Kenyans. It's too much. So what do? You just shut down
Yeah.
and you become numb. And so when you become numb, then you're just existing.
Yeah.
It means you've stopped feeling anything, which is a phrase we say, I feel nothing.
Yeah.
But that's a really dangerous place to be.
Well, how do we unnumb? How do you? Because I'm like,
love
we are
that
like ice cubes.
question.
How are you going to thaw us? How are you thawing this nation, Kharay?
One emotion at a time. One issue at a time.
But we are angry at the same time.
We
You
are
see,
angry.
we're in between that state of hollowness and anger.
And also, we are stuck between wondering, how much longer can I hold on and how much more of this can I take?
Yes.
Because I'm tethering. I'm almost at my tail end.
Yes.
And so what we need to do is just stop. Stop everything and just take a moment and just wait for it, breathe. There's something about just sitting in that silence where you say, what exactly am I feeling right now? I love that you say we are angry. Some people don't even know they're angry. They are being told by other people, you're actually angry. Nowadays, you raise your voice. Daddy, nowadays, when we can't talk to you. Mommy, nowadays, you're always, irritated. So pay attention
Yeah.
to how you're showing up. That's the first place. So pay attention. Am I showing up as an angry person? Am I showing up as an aggrieved person? Am I showing up as a violent person? Because maybe I'm the person who was always happy-go-lucky, but now I've become the person who's actually abusing people physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Yeah. So first do that check-in.
Yeah.
Once you know what it is you're dealing with, that's not the place where to feel guilty and say, gosh, how could I get here? and then now you bury yourself or you drink yourself in sorrows. Yeah, no. Once you know, now you know what it is. Then take the steps to say, how can I start dealing with this anger? What caused it in the first place? Because if you don't know what the root is, you're going to keep regurgitating it again.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. Because sometimes you go through something and you're like, this is deja vu. I've been here before. Maybe because you didn't learn your lesson. You didn't pick anything up from
Thank you.
the process, or that's why it's showing up
That way. Or
again.
you keep creating situations over and over, playing victim, and then you drag other people in, you gaslight them. So, whereas you think the circumstances and where you are is the issue, when you sit down and call yourself a meeting,
I am
like,
the issue,
"Hiya,
not the
I'm
circumstances.
how is it, Yolanda, when I come here to the studio, everyone here is on edge, they're angry. When I go home, the same. When I go to church, guess what?
The common denominator
The
is
heck
me.
you.
Okay. These are tough things to talk about.
It's not easy to swallow.
The shoe jokes are better, but this is
No,
it's true.
This is real talk where, honestly, when you're doing your own self-assessment, Yolanda, let's be honest. You always want to know that you're the one who is okay. Everyone else ndio wanakuchochea.
Ni ukweli.
Let's just be honest, yeah?
Ni ukweli.
You never want to...
Umekelewa tu.
Yeah, you never want to acknowledge that, wait, I'm actually the one who is toxic because I didn't heal from that relationship and I'm dragging other people into my pain and into my mark, yeah? And so that's a very sobering place to begin. And I keep telling guys, if you're not ready to deal with that, imagine it's okay, but at least be brave enough to acknowledge it.
I love it. So we're going to take a music break. We're going to listen to Jordan Sparks with Tattoo going out to Anthony Madenge. But you have salams. You have salams in here. I want to read for you. Baba Wanda is on our live stream. And Manu Korir watching live from Kimogoro, Narok South.
I went to school in Narok. Hey.
Hey. So we're going to be back with Kharay. If you have any questions, how do you... Is it commemorate? Because you don't celebrate Mental Health Awareness Month. What do we do?
How do you mark it? How do you check in? Because it's a doing word, yeah?
It's a doing word.
Yeah.
How do you check in?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. What's that you're doing for your mental health every day?
I love that. Kile amesema, yo, that one. And you can ask us questions at not ask us, ask her questions at Spice FM KE on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. What is your at?
At MS_KHARAY.
Hiyo ni ngumu.
Miss Kharay.
Oh, sawa, thanks. At Miss Kharay, at her as well.
Yes.
At 19 minutes to 1 o'clock, it's 94.4 Spice FM, Yolanda Mulwa, and Kharay, our mental health awareness friend and a friend of the show. I hope you're going to be coming here a lot. Please note, I asked her to come here, and Jeff and I told her, my friend, we have no money. We're not going to pay you. You're not going to pay us. It's going to cancel out. But we're going to come and we're going to have those conversations right here because...
Important.
And you've said something, Kharay, her real name, Josephine Macharia, but we call her Kharay. It's also her name, but it's easier. It's not a mouthful. Kharay, we make jokes about mental health.
Yeah, which, let me tell you, Yolanda, what really hurts me about that.
Yeah.
Especially like now, if you think about like yesterday, which is a classic example, the day started off nice sunshine. By the time it was 3, at least where I was, gray clouds, and then it started raining heavily, and you're there like, huh, what just happened? Yeah. What are the things we keep saying? Ay, Nairobi weather is so bipolar. It's so erratic. Do you ever hear people say Nairobi weather is so cancer or diabetes?
We are guilty. Okay, so we'll start saying it's behaving like a Kenyan politician. We are sorry.
Yeah, or saying, Aki, I'm so triggered. That time, yes, you can be triggered, but more often than not, we are trivializing it. Or you go and say, okay, imagine I went to Java. I wanted to get fries and they imagine they are over. Aki, okay, to menpatia depression. You know, so we keep using mental health words as adjectives. And you know what that does? It means for the person who's actually bipolar, for the person who's actually going through a depressive episode, you're denying me the opportunity from getting the help I require. Because now you've made it like a joke that when I actually tell you I'm depressed, what's the most common comeback? Na economy, see what it's called depressed.
Okay, I like you because you're not woke. You're so real. It's the truth.
Yeah.
Who is not depressed though, Kharay?
Thank
See,
you.
jokes, no
Yeah,
jokes
no,
aside.
yeah,
Who
and
isn't
who's not
though?
triggered? Yeah,
Yes.
like I mean, all you have to do is just wait until in the next 30 minutes,
Yeah.
there'll be something on your timeline that will trigger you.
Go to X or watch our news.
But by the way,
Even listen to our news. Wait until 1 p.m. you listen to the news and
then
tell
like,
me who's
huh?
not triggered.
Yeah, or you woke up knowing today this is a deal I'm going to close. Something happens and either payment has not come in again. So you're stressed, you're anxious. Those are everyday realities. But what we are saying is stop making them adjectives, because then you're doing two things. Not only are you minimizing it for the people who are going through those conditions,
yes.
even for yourself, you're not giving yourself permission to actually sit in that and say, I'm actually feeling anxious today. Why am I anxious?
So tuseme life is lifing, niache kusema niko depressed.
Yeah.
Useme tu life is lifing or
Yeah.
adulting sucks.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Because you're not going to be there like, hey, aki yo meeting ya leo, malaria. I mean, come on, guys. Yeah.
But
So
let's call things malaria.
No, I know, but let's just be. So let's stop being insensitive. And these are just small things we do. We don't realize the
subconsciously.
impact here. So that then if Yolanda, we are here and we are laughing, all of us, the person who's actually bipolar, now they'll enter a deeper hole. They're like, wow. So guys are
Hatukwa
making fun.
tunajua. That's why you're here to teach us.
And that's why we are saying we also need to begin educating people. I love that we say the weather is bipolar. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Now we know the name bipolar.
Yes.
But now can we go deeper and educate ourselves?
Because
What
we don't know the
we
we don't know what bipolar means, schizophrenia.
We do not.
don't know someone is in a manic state. We don't know.
you.
But we don't know though.
We don't know the signs to look out for. And then what do we do also, which is also another thing, outside of using adjectives? If I see Yolanda is having a bad day, and they're like, you are gonna have anxiety. And they're like, why? Do you even know what the word anxiety means? Yeah.
No.
I know we are laughing, but imagine it's really not.
It's
a laughing.
true.
And I'm also guilty because I've done that before. I learned, and I'm there like, how insensitive.
You need to teach us also how to, the way we say, we call them telltale signs. The way we say, you see someone with dark palms, you see people with darker nails. Sometimes you see people's hair thinning. You're like, they're probably going through chemo. How do you know that your buddy, your friend, your child, your spouse, your workmate is not okay?
So I think there are many ways, because then there are different conditions, because you will have depression, anxiety, and there are all these. But I'll just give high level, like the general ones to look out for. But what I tell people is, instead of spending the whole day you are on social media, on TikTok, on X, watching funny videos, there's that. How about you spend a few minutes also educating yourself on mental health, yeah? And so some of the things to look out for are when someone has become withdrawn, when someone's mood has changed suddenly. And why I say suddenly, and it's extended periods, because if I'm in a season where I'm grieving a loved one, or a moment something has happened, of course I will be sad, yeah? But if it's extended for like 2 weeks, a week, I'm still here,
You're like,
nothing
something
has
is
changed, something is off, yeah? When I'm oversleeping, like we had said earlier, there is something, because it's a way of just burying, and I'm there like, instead of dealing with reality, let me sleep. And I know people who have been in seasons where they sleep during the day, then they are awake at night.
Very
what are they
true.
doing? They're avoiding people. Yeah. Then there are others who hibernate. And you can hibernate because you're working on a project, yeah? But there is that hibernation, even you
For you're running away from life.
and you're hiding from people. And when you hibernate, things like personal hygiene don't matter anymore. So you're not showering.
Yes.
You're not taking care of yourself. You're just frumpy. You're there like, I mean, what's the point, yeah? And every day you can feel yourself. Think of a battery or your phone. Let's use your phone. You know how your phone keeps reducing until it gets to a place where it's red, or your computer. And what does your computer say? Your laptop? It says connect to power source or enter hibernation mode.
Yes.
A lot of us have ignored that sign for so long in our lives. We are actually living in hibernation mode. So we are on reserve power.
Yeah.
And even that reserve power is just, you're a second away from completely shutting down. And
True.
so
Total system shut down.
Kabisa, where
agreed.
you need a whole day to charge for it to come back, yeah?
That is
Some
true.
of us need to reboot. When you get a phone, at times it's acting up and you need to restore factory settings. We've gotten to a place where we've been in so many environments that have been so toxic that we've picked up so many things. We spend a lot of our day at work, whether you're employed or you're running business, and that has a toll on you. Because in that environment, we don't all work with people for we are the world.
It's
you
true.
know, people we love.
Singing Kumbaya.
Kumbaya. No. At times you have to, like, you're playing Kati. You're there, like, when
You don't have
Yolanda-
time to recharge your battery.
Yeah, and when Yolanda comes, I have to be this way. No. So by the time you get home, you don't have time to decompress and to de-roll from the character you had to play the whole day. And so when you're in that state constantly, never having time to decompress, to de-roll, or to remove that from your system, it then begins to affect you,
Yeah.
You then become that person, and that's not who you are. That it will take you maybe changing or moving from that environment to realize, I didn't even know that's who I've become.
Yeah.
So pay attention to those, and those are red flags, We know red flags in relationships. When it comes to other people, pay attention to your own red flags.
Aki nakupenda for free. Sammy Brown on Andy Hill says, I'm learning more from you. Welcome back again.
Oh, thank you.
Manu Korir is still on our live stream. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
When you talk about recharging our social batteries, our mental batteries, let me tell you how Kenyans are.
Okay.
We think going to church for 1 hour or going to the mosque on Friday, hiyo inakwanga imetosha. Hizi siku zingine zote. So what do you think we can do on a daily, small little things on a daily? Maybe wake up, I don't know, sit in silence. I don't know. Tell us. They're two small things, because
that's such a beautiful question. And you know what it is, Yolanda?
Yeah.
What you've touched on? What I keep telling people is that mental health shows up every single day.
Yeah.
But we are not paying attention to it, And so when you say that I'm going to church and I'm doing my 2 hours,
Yes.
I've enjoyed praise, I've enjoyed the sermon, or I've gone to
Hallelujah.
the mosque, I've done, and I'm okay,
Yeah.
It's almost synonymous to you going to a petrol station. You fuel your tank and you
Yes.
say, this is enough for the month, I know I'm exaggerating, but you say, I lazima itoshe. You
No matter
don't-
what.
Yes. You don't top it up. You're
Yes.
there like, it will go on. Or charging your phone on Sunday and saying, till next Sunday, I'll be okay. No. Every day you power up your phone. Why? Because you're using it. So there's a term we call mental fitness. So we are all aware of physical fitness.
Yeah.
You remember how we started 2025? If you're not in a step-up group, you almost feel like, hiya, where was I left behind,
Yeah.
How powerful would it be if we had the same for our mental health, where you're concerned about the fitness of your mind and your brain? So every single day, have a routine. Embed it in your routine,
Yes.
You can't be the person who wakes up and the first thing you do is pick up your phone and check what messages are there. No.
Kile Jeff ameniambia.
No.
What my producer has told me.
Yeah, don't.
Okay.
Wake up and just, even if it's 10 minutes, sit in silence, Just think through your day. Breathe in. Drink water. Just be relaxed. Be zen, Also, you can't wake up and you're the person who's always late. Guy, ni saa ngapi? I mean, come on. If you're always waking up at an emergency...
Usishout, tunashautia watu wengine wako hapa karibu.
Yeah, I mean, then there's something off, How is it you're on time for the things that make sense, but when it comes to you, you're always running behind schedule, you're always,
Because you have so many things you're
to
doing
do.
at a time.
Yeah, maybe you reduce your schedule, You can't always live in hyper, you're always hyper, you can't be all things to all people. You can't be everywhere. So you have to begin, let's start there. That's a good
Teacher
place
me?
to start. Yes, Yolanda.
Teacher me.
Begin by reducing the things in your calendar.
Teacher me.
Yes, Yolanda.
After you came on Wednesday, on Saturday, I didn't go to help Kwache's family in his parents' house in Runda. I took my daughter for a birthday with 7-year-olds, and when they were there, I was doing my nails. Thank you, teacher, because
Congratulations.
I was sad. I was not okay. I was everything. I was disturbing Jeff every 3 minutes. I was going through life. In fact, he called me. I was like, Jeff, I'm doing my nails.
Yeah.
Yolanda, mbane Mulwa, nye. Come and beat me.
Imagine.
I'm like this. I'm doing my nails. I know I was needed. I knew, but I needed me too. I just realized all the time I'm always overwhelmed because I give so much, even what I don't have.
You're stretched thin. Can I tell you something?
And I've started
Yolanda?
reading your book.
Thank you.
But I don't want to talk about it. Jeff, this is not going to work. This is not done. I'm like, we have 7 minutes and
hold on, Yolanda. I'm going to tell you something, and
Yeah.
it's said with love.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me saying,
Just, okay, in front of everybody in the world. Just say
Yeah.
anyway, since you started.
if you take a day off,
Yeah.
they will survive.
I took 2 days, but to
Yes.
exhaust myself. On Thursday, I took the day off and Friday.
Yes.
And I came back more exhausted.
And guess what?
Because I was working.
Taking a day off,
Yeah.
when your laptop or your phone, back to the phone analogy, goes off because you've not charged it,
Yeah.
it won't tell you, lakini wacha nikupatie moto for a few more minutes. If it's off, it's off.
Yeah.
Treat yourself like that. When you say you're disconnecting, like sit and do nothing. Our African culture, because of the way we were raised,
Yeah.
if you have time to watch TV, you don't have work. Come, I give you work.
Yes.
Yeah. So we were never allowed to just sit and
Yes.
do nothing. Yeah. Huh? You're watching. What are you doing? No. What do you mean you can't do anything?
Come here, I give you work.
Come, I give you something to do, yeah? So we pride ourselves in being busy. Guess what? Busyness and being burnt out is not a badge of honor.
Spirit fingers.
It's actually a problem. Yeah?
Nakubaya soda. Kutoka hapa.
Thank you. Stop glorifying it. Take time to rest. Because guess what? When you collapse because you're tired, the same people you are trying to be there for will come and say, na tulikuwa tunamwambia. I don't know why she was doing all these things.
And you know, when you're doing many things, this is what I realized. I don't give the best of me.
You don't.
Because I was looking, I'm like, I'm helping this bereaved family. My daughter, I'm giving my daughter half the time. I'm giving my partner half the time. Nobody gets a whole Yolanda. They keep getting a depleted, tired one.
And you know
I need leave after my leave. Do you understand, Kharay, when you need leave from leave?
And let me tell you the most painful part out of that. You're doing all these things from a place of love. But what is it doing to the people who you're trying to help? Causing resentment. Because your daughter is feeling you rushed our time together because you are running there.
Yeah.
That other person is there like, here you did mother than your touch and go because you are going there.
Yeah.
So when you keep showing up, so what happens? It then causes you to not only burn out, but you're also angry. You're there like, I'm giving my all, barely sleeping to these people, and they are so ungrateful. No. It's not that they're ungrateful. They really get to experience you in your fullness. So let's begin by checking our schedules.
Because that is the average Kenyan.
Yes.
What I'm describing, I am, and my problem, that's the average Kenyan.
All of us are
woman
guilty of
mostly.
that. Yes.
Mostly the Kenyan
Yes.
woman. You're a daughter, you're a mother, you're
Thank
a
you.
friend. Oh,
Thank
sis, you're just permanently tired. You are
Thank
born
you.
tired, you're going to die tired.
Can I tell you something, Yolanda? A day has how many hours?
Mine, I laugh about it.
Oh,
Jeff can
sorry.
show you clips. Mine is not 24 hours. I keep saying, even my listener can tell you, Sarah Sash, I say someone steals my hours. Okay, I get 20. Everyone else here gets 24.
Okay.
Mine
so
is never enough.
So let's take the average human being. You have 24 hours. What's 10% of that? 2 hours.
2 hours.
And
2.5
minutes.
hours,
Yeah,
yeah.
give or take, yeah?
Yeah.
Imagine if you only took 10% of your day to make it about you. Do you do that?
But zikitoka wapi? Mimi nimekwambia I get 20.
But this
Kharay.
is the thing. This is the thing, Yolanda. No one has told you it has to be in one block. You can stagger it. You can say, I'll take 10 minutes here. I'll take 10 minutes there. I'll take 10 minutes there. And these 10 minutes, I'm either disconnecting from social media, I'm going for a walk. If you're like me, I'm putting loud music and dancing. Then I go back. Someone else will be there like, oh, let me sit on the floor with my child. Something simple. Take a piece of paper, go to House of Leather or anywhere. Buy a coloring book for 100 shillings. Just sitting in for 10 minutes and coloring. That's brain dump. You're dumping everything. Someone else will sit and journal. So carve out 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, and be intentional about that time. That way, these 10 minutes, even people in the office know, if this is Yolanda's 10 minutes. But
Achaneni na
yeah,
yeye.
and I can be where I am. I'm just sitting. I close my eyes.
Even
and
this,
I'm
my
snoozing.
producer is. Talk to Jeff too.
Yeah.
Jeff was editing my things for Edward's church service, and he was doing a show, and he was. I got there, and I'm like, what are you? And producing the show at the same
Yeah,
time.
no.
We are all like
Yeah.
that, and
And
you
you
need
know
to come back. That's what I'm trying to. Jeff, I don't. Yeah.
And
I
you know
I
why?
don't know.
I think sadly because of the state of the economy and where we are right now, we feel like we need to pack our calendars. One, because we need the extra money for some. So they don't have the luxury of not doing the multiple things they need to do. But then for others, it's the
Even
fear.
Jeff is Besha.
Thank you.
is
For
beer.
others, it's a fear of sitting with myself. So I pack my calendar so that I never have time to be alone with myself.
It's even time for news. It's okay. Just Just come. I don't know. Let me go and sit with my producer. I don't know if this interview has ended. 94.4 Spice FM, 0719012600. Call my producer and Yella team. And also, Kharay,
Yes.
your book, your handles, are you coming back again? Because this ain't done.
Yes,
You
I
have
will.
1 minute. I've been told. You have 1 minute. Sit down.
Okay, so
I'm
the
back on my
book,
chair.
the book is Breathe, You Are Going to Be Okay, and it's also available in Kiswahili because mental health does not discriminate. So the Swahili one is called Pumua Utakuwa Sawa. You can get me on X.
Lift it, please.
You can get me on X. You can get me on Instagram, and you can get me on Facebook as Miss Kharay, MS_KHARAY. That's IG. And X is the same minus the underscore.
We love you.
Thank you for having me.
You're definitely coming back. We'll tell you when.
Thank you.
Come and read the news.